Hey guys, Got Power 1 here, and today we're going to be talking about the top 3 underrated assault rifles. These 3 assault rifles are my picks. They're some of my favorite guns in the game, and assault rifles are just so strong, so you know what, we're going to see if you guys want to play the not OP assault rifles like the AEK or something. I'm going to give you 3 alternates to that you can think about using and just trying out for your gameplay. So the first one is going to be my long-range pick. This is the AR-160. This is sort of a replacement for the SAR because everybody knows the SAR is a freaking laser beam. The AR-160 is my pick just because the recoil is so ridiculously low. The recoil in all directions on this gun is 0.23. That's pretty low for any standard, but in all directions, it pretty much evens it out. All you have to do is pull a little bit down on your mouse and you're going to be shooting laser beams through people's foreheads in no time. In this gameplay, you'll see I don't really get too close to people because this gun has a 700 round per minute fire rate, and it's not really the best. I'm playing Rush again, as you may already know. It's my favorite game mode in Battlefield 4. I do play others, but Rush is my favorite, so I just decided to get some gameplay on that with these assault rifles. Now, the bullet velocity on this gun is 650 meters a second. That is fairly decent. When you're talking about an assault rifle, you can pick off long-range targets fairly easily. You're not really going to have to lead too much. 650 meters a second is pretty good. So, the AR-160 has pretty much the same damage model as all the other assault rifles in the game. It starts at 24 damage and drops down to about 18 damage after 55 meters. Now, the kill range on this, if you're less than 40 meters away from your target, it's going to take 5 bullets. If you're more than 40 meters away, it's going to take 6 bullets. Now, that's the same for most assault rifles, so I wouldn't stress out about that too much. We already talked about the recoil and how it's so ridiculously low. This means that you can be long range and you can keep hitting your target over and over. You can get those 6 rounds into them in no time. The reload on this gun is pretty okay. The quick reload is 2 seconds, which is actually really good for close quarters combat, which is weird because this gun was catered to long range combat based on its recoil. So, I don't know what DICE was doing with this one, but it's sort of one of those oddball picks because of this fact that it's got a real short reload, so it should be good in close range, but the rounds per minute at 700 is not the best. So, moving on, this gun, I'm playing some TDM right here because you can amass kills, you can see how the weapon performs a lot easier. And as you can see, I'm sort of chilling out in this one building over here, just waiting for people to round that corner, because at this long range, you can just pick people off. And it doesn't even matter if they're moving around because you have the nice bullet velocity to do so. Now, this is my long range pick, again, because of the recoil, and the damage is the same as all other assault rifles. It's not going to be any better at long range, it's just 100%. The recoil is so great. And all these assault rifles that I'm showing you right now have a 31 round magazine. You're going to have 31 rounds to spray at people before you have to reload. So don't worry about that, they're all going to be 31. And this gun, it's very nice. It feels very fluid. It feels like you're shooting very accurately. Again, because of that amazing recoil. As you can see here, I may not be able to kill people because I'm spraying a little bit, but if I were to slow down and tap fire my shots, I could take people out left and right from long range. But I'm going to get a little bit closer here just to sort of show you how it performs. A little bit closer. This isn't very close, but take into account that there are DMRs and there are sniper rifles that can take you out real quickly. So this gun, again, it replaces the SAR for my pick for the long range rifle, and I really do like this. I do have it mastered. It's just a very fun gun to use. It's got a very nice recoil. The damage is the same for all other assault rifles, and the bullet velocity is what makes this a very long range gun. Next up, we have the F2000. This gun is my pick for a close range rifle that replaces the AEK. The AEK, admittedly, is a very strong rifle and is a lot of fun to use, but you know what? This list is for guns that may not be in the normal rotation of guns that you use. So we're going to throw some oddball picks. Now this gun, the Belgian Waffle Maker, that nickname is so... I could make this my short range pick just because of the nickname. Now, this gun has an 850 round per minute fire rate, which is amazing for close quarters. You're just going to round the corner and you're going to pump somebody's guts full of lead. And this damage model for this gun is pretty much the same as most other assault rifles. It's got a 24 damage maximum and an 18 damage minimum after 55 meters. Now, this is the same as most other assault rifles, but it has a higher fire rate than most other assault rifles, so it's a little bit better at close range just because of that fact. The more bullets you get into the air, the more people you're going to kill. That's basic algebra, just find X, okay? Now, the bullet velocity on this gun is about 600 meters per second, and it's decent. You won't have to lead too much, but, you know, there's guns that have higher bullet velocity, so it's not that great for picking off long-range targets, but when they're standing still, it really doesn't matter. You get a little burst fire in there. And this sight, oh my goodness, it's a 1.6 magnification, and let me just tell you, 1.6 magnification is just about perfect for Battlefield. Now, if they could throw this onto like a coyote sight or something, oh my goodness, I would use that all day. Now, with this fire rate being what it is, at 850 rounds per minute and the bullet velocity at 600 meters a second, you will destroy people at close range. The AEK may shoot a little bit faster, but you can still compete with it with this gun. And that's what we're looking for. We're not looking for the top guns. We're looking for some fun picks that you can use once you've mastered some other guns, or you just want to try out a couple different guns. Now, this gun, it has the same bullet to kill ratio as the AR-160. After 40 meters, it's 6 bullets, and before 40 meters, it's 5 bullets. But again, the RPM is what makes this gun. The recoil on this gun is very different than the AR-160 though. The vertical recoil, the recoil going up, is 0.3, which it's definitely higher than the AR-160, but it's not the highest. Now, the left recoil is 0.375 and the right is 0.275. That means that this gun is going to pull a little bit to the left the entire time you're using it. And it gets pretty annoying, but you know what, you can manage it. It's really not that bad. So the reload for this gun, the reason this is not a top gun for close range battles is the reload. The quick reload on this gun is 0.27 seconds. That's not that fast for close range. That's enough time for you to shoot somebody, run out of ammo, and drop behind a corner. And the other player realizes that you're out of ammo and just follows you around the corner and kills you. It's that easy. But the empty reload is 3.9 seconds, so you really want to stay above empty, because you're going to be out of the fight for 4 seconds if you get down to 0 bullets in your magazine. But I like the 1.6 magnification sight, but you have to try out the Coyote sight. It's just necessary on all guns. It's just so good. But I do try running a suppressor in this TDM game just to see if I can stay off the mini-map a little bit longer, because since it is so close quarters, you want to try to sneak around a little bit. And it works okay, but eventually I do go back to the compensator just to try to manage that recoil to the left and right. And it turns out, again, the silencer's okay, it keeps you off the minimap, but you know, there are a couple of better picks. And right there, the Noob Tube. It's fantastic. Okay, so up next we have the L85A2. This gun is my pick for pretty much any situation. This is my favorite gun in the game. I know there's the AEK or the Ace-23, but you know what? I love this gun. And right there, that defib, that should have worked, shouldn't it? And down we go. But this gun is my favorite gun in the game. I will pick this over pretty much any gun. So for me, it's not really underrated, but it's for other people, they don't really use it too much. Now, this gun it's very good at pretty much all ranges. It's got the bullpup design, so it's very good at hip fire, which means it's pretty good at close range combat just because of that. Just because it has good hip fire. Because aiming down sights, it does take a little bit longer to aim down sights, so you could technically die because of the aiming down sights factor, but you know, that's like nitpicky. But the hip fire is very nice on this gun. I really like it. The fire rate on this gun is 750 rounds a minute, which is pretty good. It's not amazing, but it's pretty good for close range. And the bullet velocity is 640 meters a second. This is very near to the AR-160, and it's pretty good at picking off long-range targets that are moving around. So if that's what you're trying to do, slap an angled foregrip and a heavy barrel on this gun, and you're going to pick off long-range targets like nobody's business. Now, This gun has the same damage model as most other assault rifles at 24 maximum, 18 minimum, and the same kill distance, as in more than 40 meters equals 6 bullets, and less than 40 meters equals 5 bullets. Unless there's headshots in the mix, then completely disregard all that. But the reload on this gun, it's underrated because of the reload, I think. The reload is a little bit short. The quick reload is just a little bit too long to be really nice in close quarters. It's a 2.75 second quick reload. That means if you have at least one bullet in your mag, when you're reloading, it's going to take almost 3 seconds. So you do have to make sure you're in a little bit of a safe position, otherwise someone is just going to round the corner and shoot you in the face while you're popping another mag in your gun. And the long reload is 3.75 seconds. It's not the best, but you know, it's definitely not the worst. And the recoil on this gun, I like it. It's 0.37 up, which is a little bit high, but it's not too bad. Vertical recoil you can tame just by dragging your mouse down a little bit, so that shouldn't really be the deciding factor on this gun. Any gun can become your favorite gun just by using it a lot. When you use a gun a lot, you're going to get used to the recoil patterns, you're going to get used to the damage, you're going to get used to the range. So just by me playing with this gun a lot, I was able to figure out that I really liked it and that it's my pretty much top pick. Now, the left and right recoil on this is 2.25 in both directions, so you don't really have to worry about the sideways recoil. So I just wouldn't worry about it. Just pop a muzzle brake on there and you're going to tame that vertical recoil a little bit, and it's just great. Now, this gun is very good at close to medium ranges and even a little bit longer range. And just look at this clip right here. It doesn't really pertain to the gun too much, but yes, that just happened. And we'll talk about it once it happens. Now, just throwing a grenade, 1 kill, and 3 more kills with the frag grenade. Oh yes, you saw that happen here first. So I really hope you guys enjoyed my picks. The AR-160 for long range, F2000 for close range, and L85A2 for pretty much anything. Please remember to like and subscribe.